Hello students, welcome to Standard 10 Subject Mathematics, Chapter number 14, Statistics. This is lecture number 5. Till lecture number 4, we have seen all the central measures of tendency, measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode. So measures of central tendency are mean, median and mode. All the three we have seen how to calculate from the given data. But it is also more important to know about that which measure would be best suited for a particular requirement. Means if the data is given in your daily life, in practical life, so which value you have to find to give the conclusion about, that thing is more important here. You know all the three methods, all the three measures. So which measure will be suitable for the requirement purpose, that we should understand now. So here some idea about all the three given, when we have to find mean, when we have to find median, in which situation we have to find mode, that is discussed here and you have to understand this. So the first is mean. The mean is the most frequently used measure. You might have heard about average like word. So mean is actually the average, and you know that the average is found in so many factors, and so many times this word is used, and so many times you are finding it for finding your average marks of these subjects, average of batsmen playing, scoring the runs, that also you know. So the mean is the most frequently used measure because it takes into account all the observations. Why it is used so many times and frequently used? Because it takes all the elements in it. As you know that the mean equals to sum of all the observations, means it takes all the observation in account. So this is most frequently used, and which type of situation we can use it, that is given in the example, like by comparing the average or mean results of different schools, like different schools, the result you compare. So that comparison, that means the mean you are taking of the school. Mean of the school means how much result of the school in the year we find, like last year 1920, 1921, what is the result of different school? The result of different school is obtained by mean actually, by average method, and by that value you can compare the schools, that you can conclude that which school has better performance. Right? So to compare we can use mean or average. This is the mean where we can use, and second number, mean problem where individual observations are not important. In that type of problem where individual values are not important, that overall just you have to give the conclusion of overall things. The median is more appropriate there, where the values are not important, but the whole wide range of data you have and each individual not affecting there, then median is more appropriate. Like for example, see average wage in a country. Average wage means each person how much earning. So you can understand in our India or in any country actually, the person earning will be so much extreme values it will have. Extreme values means, I will say that the one person is earning so big high salary or high big profits in business, and the other side some people are that type of also poor people are also who are not earning so much, and we need the average wage in a country. The whole country's average wage we want. So if we take all the individuals value, and if we want to do the sum, and then we are going to find mean, it will be impossible, you can understand first of all. And if anyhow you are finding the mean, that will not means reflect like actually the average wage. So at this type of problem or situation, what would be the appropriate, that we have to find median, right? Where extreme values may be there. Extreme values means, as I told, that extreme values means highest wage and the lowest wage will have so drastic change between them, so much distance between them, so much differences between them. So you cannot take the mean at this type of problem. We have to go with median, that will be appropriate. So this way the median we have to find it like this type of situation. And in now third, in situation which require establishing the most frequent value of the most popular item. When you want to find out in the market the trend of anything, maybe like for example the most popular mobile phone, which mobile phone is most popular, or color of the vehicle. So how many number of times the vehicles you see, now color of the vehicles you see, that is the trending sense if you want. At that time, mode is the best choice. Okay, and you know that mode gives the maximum times occurring observation. So what is maximum occurring, that is the trend you can understand. So this type of examples or in this type of situations, the mode will be important. So this way we have seen all the three which we measure would be best suited for the particular requirement. That actually we have to note down and we have to understand in our minds. So whenever in the practical problem DD, you can understand which thing you have to calculate, and that way you can make the conclusion. Okay. Next is the remarks. Here we have two remarks. After finding mean, median and mode, all the three methods of measures of central tendency, we have some remark here. The first remark is there is an empirical relation between the three measures of central tendency. Three measures of central tendency, you know, we have seen mean is denoted as x bar, median is denoted by m, and z is denoted by z. All the three measures are having some empirical relationship between them, and it is, here it is, 3m equals to z plus 2x bar. 3m equals to z plus 2x bar, that is 3 times the median equals to the sum of the mode plus 2 times the mean. So this is the empirical relation we have to remember. In any 1 mark of question, let suppose two central tendencies are given, suppose median and mode are given and mean is asked, or any other like mean and median is given and mode is asked, mode and mean is given and median is asked, any two central tendencies given and third is asked, we can use this formula and find out third, which is not given. So important this relationship we have to remember for 1 mark question. Next, the median of the group data with unequal class sizes can also be calculated. So in mean, you know, and in mode also, we were having the condition that the sizes we take, class size as h we take in the formula, and for h to take, the condition was there that the class size must be equal in finding median and mode. But suppose in median case, you are going to find median and the class sizes are not equal, that is unequal class sizes, then also we can find the median of the group data. That is the point here. And this is not in our course, but this is for your knowledge to understand that median can be calculated when the unequal class sizes are there. In next classes you will see that also. So this way all the three measures of central tendency, empirical relations, and some remarks we have seen. Now the last part portion in this chapter we have graphs. The condition, the heading is graphical representation of cumulative frequency distribution. How to represent the cumulative frequency distribution on the graph. That type of topic in the last we have. And this all graph work we have to do in the graph book only, that also you remember. And I have suggested you to which type of graph to use. The graph book which is coming printed questions for the 10th standard maths, that we have to use. And in that, these questions you will find that and you have to draw the graph for the same. So example number 9 we have here, graphical question. The annual profits earned by 30 shops in a locality is in the following distribution. This distribution is given, and in that profit in lakh given and number of shops given who are making this type of profits. What we have to do, draw both the ogives. Ogives are two types, less than ogive and more than ogive. Both we will understand here, and both the type of graph we will draw here. So we have to draw both the ogives for the data and hence obtain the median profit. And by drawing both the type of ogives, we have to find median also. So by drawing both the type of foci, how to find median, that we are going to see in this question. So the solution is that this is the question actually given, in which profit is in greater than or equal to form given. Greater than or equal to form, that is called greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, that is called more than type frequency distribution it is. Which type of frequency distribution given in the question it is? More than type given. Because more than given. More than or equal to 5, the number of shops are 30. More than or equal to 10, shops are 28. More than or equal to 15, shops are 16. More than or 20, 14. More than or equal to 25, 10. More than or equal to 37. More than or equal to 35 lakhs profit done, shops are 3. This way you have to understand. So this is more than type table given in the question. So from this we can draw the more than type foci. One foci we can draw from this given table only, more than type. So that we draw first. More than type is given, so more than type of foci we will draw. For that, what we have to take on the x-axis and y-axis, as usual, you know, we take on x-axis we require this profit to write in lakh, which is given, that we will write. So in that, you know, we need these values 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So that's why we have taken here on x-axis 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so that all the values can be presented over there. And on number of shops frequency, this is the cumulative frequency given for the more than type. They are the values of 30, 28 and so like. So we have to show this cumulative frequency on the y-axis. So on x-axis we will show the more than or less than type of value, and on y-axis we will show their cumulative frequency. So this is more than type. So first we will draw the more than type. Which how to draw? That simple. Here we have more than 5 and its number of frequency, cumulative frequency is 30. This value we have to take on x-axis and this value we have to take on y-axis. So on 5, 30. So on 5 means 0 and 10 between that, and 30 is cumulative frequency, means height will be up to 30. So this point shows 5, 30. First point. Second point, 10, 28. 10 on x-axis, 28 on y-axis is 2 less than 30. 10 will be here. So using the scale I will do, and in graph book it will be easy to locate to you because you will show in the graph book the lines will be there. And here I am taking the help of this scale. This is 28, 10, 20. This was 5, 30, 10, 28. Then 15, 16. 15 means between 10 and 20. And 16 means 4 less than 20. The point 15, 16. Then 2014, 2014. 14 on y-axis is 10 plus 4. This is the point. Then 25, 10. 25 is between 20 and 30. And 10. What's the height? This. Then 37. 30 on x-axis and 7 on y-axis, that is 10 minus 3. This is the point. Then 35, 3. 35 means 30 and 40 between that. And 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3. So this way all the points we have plotted using the more than type, and we have to draw the curve joining these all points. This way we can go without lifting this pencil. We have to draw this, and curve should be passing through all these points this way. This is called, this curve is called, because it is drawn from more than type value, this type of curve is called more than foci. This is drawn. Now the next we want to draw less than foci. For that the less than numbers we want and their cumulative frequency we want. So what to do? So first, from the given more than type, we have to make it normal distribution. Normal distribution, we have to make this as class and their respective or corresponding frequency we have to make first. So greater than or equal to 5 indicates that 5 or more than that. Greater than or equal to 10 shows 10 or more than that. So what will be class? 5 or more than that 5, and 10 or greater than that means between 5 and 10, 5 to 10. Similar way, greater than 10 and greater than 15. So between 10 and 15, 10 to 15, 20 to 20, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40. Because greater than 35 is 35 to 40, last class. So this way, from this understanding, we can make the class. What about frequency? That also you understand. More than 5 means more than 5, all the profits are coming, that is 30. And more than 10 means more than 10, all the profit comes. So what will be between 5 and 10? The profit between 5 and 10, you will give the difference of 30 and 20. So what is the difference between 30 and 20? 30 minus 20 is 2. So that way 2 is written. So what we have to do consecutively? We have to get the all intervals by taking the difference of consecutive frequencies. Means 5 to 10 will be the difference of 30 to 20, it is 2. Means then 10 to 15, the difference between 28 and 16 is 12. And similar way, 16 minus 14, 2, 14 minus 10, 4, 10 minus 7, 3, 7 minus 3, 4, and last 3 as 3. So this is made normal now, normal distribution, right? And now from the normal we have to go on the less than type foci we want to draw it, because both the foci means only one is drawn. Less than type is drawn, more than type is remaining. More than type is drawn, less than type is remaining. So for that we want less than profit. So less than profit, less than 5 is no observation is there. So we are not taking that less than 5. So less than 10, you will take the upper limits actually. In more than we take lower limits here, and in less than we take upper limits. So more than less than 10, less than 15, less than 20, less than 25, less than 30, less than 35, less than 40. Now how to take frequency from that cumulative frequency? In last lectures we have seen the same way. For the first frequency as it is we write, and for the next coming cumulative frequency will be addition of this next to next. 2 plus 12, 14. 14 plus 2, 16. 16 plus 4, 20. 20 plus 3, 23. 23 plus 4, 27. 27 plus 3, 30. This way we get cumulative frequency. So now we have the profit less than also and their corresponding cumulative frequency also. Using these two values, if we plot the points, then we get the less than type foci. So we will do the same now. For 10 it is 2. For 10 it is 2 means by measuring by exact value we keep here. 10, 2 means 10 and 2. This is the point. First one. Then 15, 14. 15, 14. 15 and 14 means between 10 and 20. And it is here. Then 20, 16. 10 plus 6. 10 plus 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one. Then 25, 20. 25, 20. 25 between 20 and 30 here. And 20 up. 20 up here. This one 20. Then 30, 23. 30, 23 means 20 and 3. 1, 2, 3. This one. Then 35, 27. 35 means 30 and 40 between that. And height will be 27. This cumulative frequency 27 is 3 less than 30. 3 less than 30 is this one. Then 40, 30. 40 on x-axis, 30 on y-axis. So this way all the points are plotted. Now here also we have to join the points and make the curve without lifting the pencil, one time only. So if I go this way, this curve is called less than foci. This is less than foci. Okay, so both the foci we have drawn. In questions you may be asked only one type of foci to draw, so you have to draw that one type only. If you are asked both the types, you have to draw this for both the types. And now what is the use of this both the foci? We can find the median using these two foci. How we can find the median? That is here. The abscissa. You know, abscissa means the x coordinate of the intersection point of the less than foci and more than foci is the median. But first we will see what is the intersection point of both the foci. Intersection point of both the foci. This is more than, this is less than. This is the point where both the curves are intersecting each other, right? This is the intersection point. And now what we have to see, we have to read this point abscissa. Abscissa means x coordinate. X coordinate means the distance from x axis, how much it has. Distance from y axis, how much is that? It has that we have to see. To see that, what we have to do, we have to draw a straight vertical line towards the x axis to this point. So this line, vertical line, shows the abscissa on the x axis. We have to read this point. If you read this point very carefully, this is 15 after that and 20 less than that. Exactly middle of the 15 and 20 is 17.5, the abscissa. So this 17.5 reading is the abscissa of the intersection point of less than and more than foci. So this is the median profit, that is 17.5 is the answer of median. And this number is in lakh rupees because it's given in the question, it is in lakh rupees. So this way we can find the median of the given data by using graphical method, in that drawing less than and more than both the foci, where the intersection point will be, just read its x coordinate to this abscissa, it will give you the median. Here we are having that x coordinate or abscissa of the intersection point as 17.5. So this is called median 17.5 and it is in lakh rupees. So our answer is median profit equals to 17.5 lakh rupees. So this way you can find the median using graphs. So now after this you have the exercise 14.4. So you are suggested the homework that you solve exercise 14.4 in graph book.